Good afternoon, everyone. This is SageFT with the live trading desk coming at you for the Sunday night review and Rev-Up. What we want to talk about first, we want to discuss the happiness in trading. Now, it seems like a lot of traders are having a struggle with remaining positive during the learning process and the data collection process. As we're searching for the edge, the one thing that we have to control is our expectations. Learning how to trade could take 3 to 5 years. Are you willing to take that journey for the possible outcome of what some people perceive as financial freedom? To control the expectations, there's some things that we have to do in order to maximize the time we're going to use away from our family, at the screens, taking notes, doing the homework that's needed, keeping that expectation in consideration of not only your time, but your family's time as well. First thing we want to do is we want to define the learning plan. What I mean by defining the learning plan is when you have no expectation of when you're going to be profitable, the learning plan can start. The learning plan starts with the scientific method and how am I going to collect this information? Do I have enough time in my day to collect this information? And if it takes longer than I thought it would take, what is my expectation? And am I going to get frustrated, or how is that going to work? These are things that we have to think of. These are things that most people don't realize or unfortunately rationalize. The only way you can get frustrated is you have a lack of data, which gives you a lack of confidence. So then the frustration comes in because you thought you had the confidence. You've been studying this one move. This all looks perfect. This is how the video looks like. This is what the analog looks like. Why didn't it work? Those are the things that you have to figure out before you capitalize and put real money to work. Al Brooks talks about the only way that people can bow out of this game is because they put money to work too early. The correct expectations allow us to remain focused on the objective, not the subjective outcome. Okay. And if we focus on the objective is to find the edge in a process. The first thing you have to do is identify the process. So the process is just like a business. You want to make sure that your expectations of money, process, and having a business model come into play. So get with your coach to make sure that you are in line with everything that's happening here. Trading should not be stressful. Trading should not be frustrating. You should be happy. Everything should be good. It should be improving your life outside of trading while you're learning it, because what's happening is you're doing a lot of self-reflecting off of the screen. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, I probably went a little bit too long. Let's go into the charts. Last week was a doozy. Oh my goodness. This is the daily chart. Up, 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 and then we had very, very tight range here that probably claimed a lot of newbie trader lives. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Very bullish. We finally have the daily in position 1, so we're expecting higher moves. Okay, and then now we finally have the 4-hour in position 1. Finally, after this cross right here, finally we're in position 1 where the wholesale price is moving upwards at an increasing rate. Well, all of the other ones are moving upwards at an increasing rate. This is good. This is good. This is good. So our only challenge at the beginning of next week, Sunday evening or whatever it is getting this 15-minute back into position 1. So we're all ready to go on the daily, the 4-hour, and the 15-minute chart in position 1 to the upside. The thorn in the side of the 15-minute would be coming back down into these areas here. So let's keep that in mind. And the thought of what we did last week, let's look at, here's how I want to look at this. We'll get into the news in just a second here. But this is last week's 15-minute K.I.S.S chart. The K.I.S.S chart is the chart that shows us the context of the market. And it tells us when to go long, when to go short, and most importantly, when not to trade. So if we look at the 15-minute chart of last week, we really only came into position 1 one time on the 14th of May, and we stayed there. Everything else was chop from 13, 14. And then once we went sideways right here, this is when the easy money was no longer made. This is when the easy money was made. Easy money. Right? This is when we're executing. This is when we are in our game and on our We are absolutely just taking every single trade. Once it starts to flatten out, there's nothing that we can do. All we can do is wait. So what we need to look for next week, beginning of next week, as we're transitioning into this on the video here, what we need for position 1 to come back into play. We need this 20 to move over the upsloping 200. So that means price has to giddy up. If it's going to go, it needs to go. Adam Mancini is talking much higher prices in the future. In the very, very short-term future, actually, he's talking over 5,400, 5,405, if I'm not mistaken. 5375, 5405, right? Those are Adam Mancini's technical analysis 101 levels. All right, so now let's go back to the news. Next week is a very, very slow news week. So what is very, very plausible to happen? We just have a lot of FOMC members speaking, yelling at 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Okay, so that's going to be something for those of you that are overseas. You're going to be able to handle that. That's 1 a.m. my time, so there's no way I can trade any of that. Here's the weird thing. Sunday, you have Powell at 3:30 p.m. That's 2.5 hours before the futures market opens. I don't know if this video is going to be out by then, but if it is, watch the opening on Sunday evening. If it's not, don't worry about it. Keep studying. Okay, everybody, that's going to be it. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. My name is SageFT. I am the head coach and creator of the live trading desk at marketflowtrader.com. Have a great evening. If you'd like a 7-day trial, come in, see what we're doing, see how we use this K.I.S.S chart. You'll be absolutely amazed. We trade the ES contract, the S&P 500 E-mini on the 2-minute chart. You'll be absolutely amazed. There's no sleight of hand. You won't believe what you actually see. And we have a lot of fun doing it. We have a good time, and there's no stale atmosphere. Have a great evening. I'll see you in the room tomorrow. Thanks.